Hi, welcome to part 4. I actually almost forgot something in regards to when I was discussing earlier about the super EMP and what it is, explain a bit further about what it is and what it can do. This is titled Super EMP, capable of disabling power grid across lower 48 states. Okay, and the writer goes on to say that for many years U.S. intelligence agencies believed that North Korea's nuclear weapons program was a failure due to the low explosive yields of their tests. According to EMP America's president and former CIA nuclear weapons analyst, Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, this is not the case. North Korea's last round of tests, conducted in May 2009, appeared to have included a super EMP weapon capable of emitting enough gamma rays to disable the electric power grid across most of the lower 48 states, said Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, a former CIA nuclear weapons analyst and president of the EMPs America, a citizens lobbying group. A North Korea nuclear test had been dismissed as failures by some analysts because of their low explosive yield, but Dr. Pry believes that they bore the signature of the Russian-designed super EMP weapon, capable of emitting more gamma radiation than a 25 megaton nuclear weapon. This sounds like serious business. It says Pry believes that the U.S. intelligence community was expecting North Korea to test a first generation implosion device with an explosion yield of 10 to 20 kilotons, similar to the bomb that the U.S. exploded over Nagasaki in 1945. He said so when they saw one that put off just 3 kilotons, they said it failed. This is so implausible. Since the EMP is a line of sight weapon, detonating one of these nukes about 300 miles above Nebraska could end life as we know it in America in about 1 second. Well, North Korea may be the latest country to test a weapon, but it is clear that the technology has been available for nearly 50 years and has since been leaked to rogue nations and perhaps rogue terror and shadow elements with a financing capability and wherewithal with it. Such a weapon equal a massive solar flare, such as a solar maxima predicted by NASA to occur by 2012, poses substantial risk to equipment and operation of a nation's power grid, and under extreme conditions could result in major long-term electrical outages. And Pry said that the group of Russian nuclear weapon scientists approached him in 2004 when he served as the staff director of the commission to assess the threat to the United States for electromagnetic pulse attack, to warn the United States that the technology to make the weapon had leaked to North Korea and possibly to Iran. And when we talk about potential, I have more information on Iran, so this might make it pretty doubtful about his statement. When we talk about the potential terrorist action against the United States, we discuss this as a sphere of any organization, be it Al-Qaeda stated, sponsored, or a shadow government related. These weapons exist, and they are without a doubt the single biggest threat to the United States of America. As we previously reported, such a weapon or groups of weapons strategically detonated at lower altitudes would completely wipe out the entire U.S. power grid. Vehicles, computers, cell phones, and anything else with an electric current. The fallout would be nothing short of apocalyptic. In July of 2010, Impact America published an overview of the EMP 2010, a conference in which they discussed the threat of an EMP posed to the nation and the fact that very few people understand how great the imminent it is. It's an electrical magnetic pulse, is a super energetic radio wave that immediately harmless to people, but it'll burn out all the critical electronic systems that sustain human economic activity and human life across the vast areas, including the entire continental United States. This statement was made by Dr. Peter Ventapry. The Center of Security Policy, in the report issued last year, has estimated that in the event of a widespread EMP attack in the United States, as many as 9 out of 10 Americans would be dead within the year. Within a year of that attack, 9 out of 10 Americans would be dead because we can't support a population of the present size in urban centers and the like without electricity. Frank Gaffney, president of the Center of Security Policy, says, and that it's actually that I believe that the Iranians are working towards. Says North Koreans, Iranians, terrorists, Al-Qaeda and the like, it doesn't really matter. What does matter is that very few Americans are prepared for this to happen, and the first 24 to 48 hours after that occurrence will lead to confusion among the general public and traditional news acquisition sources like television, radio, cell phone networks will be non-functional. Within a matter of days, once people realize that the power may not be coming back and grocery store shelves start emptying, the entire system will begin to divulge into chaos. Within 30 days, a mass die-off will have begun as food supplies begin to dwindle, looters and gangs turn to violent extremes, medicines can't be restocked, and water pump stations they fail. For these interested in learning more about these after effects of EMPs and several different scenarios in which you may find out yourself, we strongly recommend the reading and watching the following. And there are links, and they are called 1 Second After, Lights Out, Patriots, and the Jericho TV show. And that's been brought up a lot too. So if you're a fan of the TV show, that's great. So that will keep you informed. Enough said about that. So the information that you gain and the knowledge that you get by getting your supplies now, and just be prepared for everything. Need to access you if you need to get water. You need tools, all kinds of tools that you'll need, hand tools, things that you need that make a little bit more comfortable to survive. The power outages they happen all the time, but if you know that an EMP that has been detonated, if the power of your house goes off, there's cars are not starting and your cell phone won't turn on, if that happens, take a deep breath, say a prayer, put the supplies and the knowledge that you acquired to work, because it won't be long before the gold hoard wreaks havoc. And that's the worst case scenario. Alright, I better move on to the next article. Actually, I was just going to finish off commenting on the article about the earthquake in northeast Iran, Omega 5.4, that occurred on the 19th at 12:35 UTC. That was in the morning. And it has information. I'll include the link here, and you can read about that. Okay. Now, there's a lot of talk about the U.S. and Iran and Israel, starting a war with Iran. Well, it says here that you can't really, I don't believe the news what the mainstream media comes out with. And this has to do with U.S. and Iran on a collision course. Well, not necessarily so. And I'll leave a link to this article, plus articles that you can compare to what United States had said about Iran. And they said that Iran wasn't that, it wasn't that, United States said that Iran wasn't making nuclear weapons. And this is a video, so you can listen to this video in regards to saying that Iran was not after nuclear weapons, and that this time it was not the Iranian officials stating that the statement came from the United States highest defense authority, but actually it's like when it doesn't mention too much about Israel. It's like Israel had backed out of the whole thing, but they were going after Iran. Then it first began with where Iran had sent a letter of condemnation to the United States over the killed scientist. I don't know what actually led to this killing and why they killed the scientist, but Iran said that it was evidence that Washington was behind the latest killing of one of their nuclear scientists. And the fifth bomb attack of its kind in 2 years, a magnetic bomb was attached to the door of this scientist's car, and his driver was also killed. Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State, denied responsibility, and Israeli President Shimon Peres said that Israel had no role in the attack to the best of his knowledge. Really, to the best of his knowledge? Okay. Well, if you do know, you don't know, But we have reliable documents and evidence that this terrorist act was planned, guided, and supported by the CIA. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said in the letter that was handed to the Swiss ambassador in Tehran. And the Swiss embassy represents U.S. interests in a country where Washington has no diplomatic ties. And I will leave the links to these articles. And this article here is like the trouble that went on in the Strait of Hormuz. It was also Iran confirmed a letter that they have received from the United States regarding that incident. And I'll leave this as well. But Yeah, is okay. I'm running out of time.